Hello, everybody. My name is Rodney Chandler. I came up with this idea. Please leave a like and share this video with anybody you know that also might have a like mind. So I came up with this idea a couple of months ago for sports world, NFL specifically, NHL, MLB. NBA might be a little more trickier. So the idea is to come up with the ability to have an app-based program where the players on the field or the court or the rink have cameras that are mounted into their helmets. Or in a baseball, for instance, maybe they could have their hat out in the outfield with a little camera device that's attached. Now we know with hockey and football they are contact sports, and so cameras would be damaged. But my idea is fantastic. The idea is to have a subscribing service, some kind of app program, like I'm saying, to have the ability to jump from head cam to head cam in any of your favorite sport. So if it's like NFL, you got the view of the quarterback. You can see what the quarterback is doing. You could see him make the throw. Or if you wanted to, you could jump to, let's say, the wide receiver to see him make a circus catch, some kind of juggling catch that's just absolutely amazing. But to be able to see it through the eyes of the player as fans, that would be humongous. This would create a humongous amount of revenue. This would create a lot of jobs for Americans. This would create a lot of opportunities to see what the refs might not see. They might make a different call on a foul. You know what I mean? It could change the overall outcome of a game, because more eyes, they'd be able to see it. They'd be able to have footage of each individual player on the field or the rink or the court, And I think, to be honest, it would be a great idea, because who wouldn't want to see a middle linebacker running through the line of scrimmage and tackling the quarterback for a sack? Everybody would love to see that. If you're playing hockey and some guy gets an open ice hit, you know what I mean? It would be exciting to see it from the player, who's spinning around, and lands on the ice. Unfortunately, it might lead to an injury. But the ability to see what's going on through the players is so big, I think. I think it'd be the next biggest thing in sports. Where we're at right now, the last several seasons of a lot of different sports that I've been noticing, camera angles are getting better, yeah, absolutely. But no one's coming up with any kind of change the game. This would change the game in a lot of different ways. Like I said, it would create jobs for Americans. It'd create opportunities to see the field better. It'd give the fan base the ability to see the eyes of their favorite players, to see what they see on the field. It would also allow teams to see strategies, to see different kind of ways that an offense or a defense per se operate. And so with this idea that I have, I think it would be huge. And I think it would be so fantastic for a lot of the sport fans out here to have, favorite players. Why can't we see what they see on the field? With today's technology, cameras aren't as cheap as, or not as cheap, should I say. They're not as expensive as they used to be. So to do this part of a program, it would be monumental. It would change a lot of different things in sports. And not only at the elite pro levels like your MLB, your NHL, your NFL, your basketball. There's a lot of different ways you can go with that. I thought with basketball, since they don't have hats or helmets, what they could do is come up with goggles, that stay strapped, or they could come up with some kind of a glass piece, like a smart vision, like smart glasses, something like this. And it would just totally change a lot of the fans, how we see sports. I know personally, I would love to see NHL open hits all day long would be beautiful. I think to be able to analyze an offense and a defense, seeing what the defenseman saw coming through on the ice, or what the free safety sees, coming down the field, whether they're going with a throw or they're going to go with a run. And so that way it can, manipulate how we see things for individuals on the teams. Like I'm saying, there's a lot of ideas and a lot of different things. I can't really say how to put it all together, but this is my idea. I think having individual head cams on as many players in professional sports, you can even transition it down to the college level. You can even transition it down to like Division I high schools that can afford set up a program. So that way they can analyze the data. They can see what we're seeing on the field. sometimes we go, hey, why didn't the quarterback, make that pass to that guy? He was open and he decided to go downfield. Could have made the completion a couple of yards, or did he make an incomplete pass down the field? You know what I mean? Or like I said, in basketball, same kind of things. You could see, screens getting, set. You could see open shots being made. You know what I mean? You could see a lot of different things. Now, with the video, that's one thing. Obviously audio would be a fantastic thing too, but players in certain sports get mad and they, use kind language. So I think there would have to be some disclaimers signed off on it to make it all perfect. But that is my idea. Thank you for, this time. Like I say, if you do like what I think, if you think this is a fantastic idea, please like and, share it with others. Let's see if kind of change the sports world on such a set idea. Thank you for your time.